Let's move on now. It's not getting the buzz that cryptocurrency gets or even AI, but gold, yes, gold is hitting new highs. Investors, buyers, and sellers are all taking notice. Today, we visited Plaza Jewelers. This is in San Jose. The owner says business is booming, largely because people are cashing in their gold coins, jewelry, or whatever gold they may have lying around. Even Costco has been selling gold bars lately. Now, the appetite for gold fueled largely by investors wanting what is traditionally seen as a safe investment in uncertain times. Gold also tends to do well when the Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates because it's seen as a stable place to grow your money. It's also a physical asset that a lot of people hold on to, at least until the value reaches record highs.
Especially the last 3 weeks that gold jumped out so high because of all these different economic situations that are going on around the world. We're seeing gold, and especially gold, going up tremendously.
Very interesting. Let's bring in our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman. You like to talk about Bitcoin and AI. Now we're turning back the clock a bit.
Right.
And gold. This guy's business and a lot of other businesses are booming here.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of people, Raj, for a lot of reasons, have been investing in gold, and it's really picked up over the last few months, even the last few weeks. People are looking out. It's an election year. They're not sure what the Federal Reserve will do with interest rates, and the economy is chaotic. So people go to a safe haven. They're buying gold like never before.
We see the price of Bitcoin jumping wildly. What's happening with gold in terms of actual pricing here?
It's moving up, but very steadily. Gold doesn't move by thousands of dollars a day like Bitcoin does. It's also very traceable. People like to have it in their safe deposit box as an actual physical asset. So it's very different from Bitcoin, certainly not as chaotic or volatile. It's something that people get when they want stability.
Okay, we know a lot about the gold rush here back in our history.
Sure.
What's the future of gold here? We're talking 3 months from now, 6 months, 1 year.
It's hard to say, and that's the thing. Gold is very stable, but it moves when things get very chaotic. So if we do see a bunch of interest rate cuts, people will say, my savings account isn't as much. I'll put money in gold where it's going to be safe. If we see economic turmoil or even war, people buy gold because they get worried about what's coming up next. Some people tell me, hey, if Donald Trump gets reelected, I'm buying gold because it's a safe haven, because things are likely to be chaotic. All sorts of reasons that people own gold. But again, it's a very stable, not terribly sexy investment, which is one of the reasons people.
A lot of people thinking now, let me go into my little safe deposit box and think about those gold.
That's what they were doing at that gold shop, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Scott.